I think friendship is increasingly becoming a very expensive affair, and the people who feel like this are not willing to admit it. And I do not blame them, to be honest, because in a world where our self-worth is tied to how much we make, admitting to lack is almost admitting to being a person of low self-value. And in almost every friend group, there's people who are doing well financially and there's people who are struggling. And usually, majority of the time, though people do not say it, people worry about their finances. You'll find in a friend group, people who make more are the ones who are always suggesting that people go to these hidden gems and whatnot. And sometimes people who do not have the money to go there have more than one worry when it's to get there. And since we do not want to admit that we do not have the money due to shame, you'll find that somebody says, oh, I can't make it because I do not have transport, and they hope that they'll be let loose. But the people who have more money, they'll be like, no, don't worry, I'll drive you there, or you can ride with me in my Uber if Ubering. And then they get to the place and the bill is expensive, but everyone wants to order. They're like, oh, you should try this and whatnot and whatnot. I'm talking about this because I've felt victim to this before I became a bit more self-aware, and I said that when it got to my turn to be the moneyed person, I'd be more considerate, because you'll find the people who have the money are the ones who are always ordering the expensive things. They're like, oh yeah, let's get this, let's get more of this, let's get more of that. But it got to a point where when you're poor, you cannot, no is not in your vocabulary, and you do not know how to say it well, you do not know how to express your needs, you can't stand your ground. I remember there's a time when we'd go to a place and I know I do not like the food, I do not like the place, and it's expensive, but just so that I could fit in, I would end up stretching myself financially and also ended up eating a thing that I don't like. But nowadays, I'm just like, no, I don't like the food here, so I will not spend my money here. And I do not feel insecure about not spending money at an establishment. I don't feel like people are going to judge me that you don't have money or I'm broke. I don't care about it as much as I used to when I was actually broke. Anyways, if you still see me posting videos in December or January, just know that whatever financial situation you're in, you're going to survive it. This is a note to self type of situation. Going back to the video, be considerate. Be considerate. Life is super expensive, and if you can make the burden lighter for your friend, do it by all means.
Vijana tumeungana,
vijana tumeungana,
wakoloni wasikie,
wakoloni wasikie,
vijana tumeungana,
vijana tumeungana,
ayo mama,
ayo mama,
ayo mama,
ayo mama,
ayo mama, ayo mama.
Vijana Bila Ukabila are passionate about promoting peace and fighting tribalism, and this has been a driving factor to what they do.
Kenya is for all of us, and the beauty of Kenya is because of the different tribes and the different cultures that we have. If we can remove the 43 tribes and Kenya remains with one tribe, that is when that tribe that will remain will know the importance of the other 43 tribes. So everyone needs one another. Like in your hand, every finger needs the other finger. In your body, every part of your body needs the other part of the body. So in Kenya, every tribe needs the other tribe, and that is the beauty of Kenya.
Not all people believe what youth do. Some of them believe that they are just there looking for money. But I just want to say thank you to those people who have held our hands, and to any youth outside there, I just want to tell them Kenya is not worth dying for, it is worth living for.
Viva! Forward, forward with organizing with women, forward!
forward,
Forward, forward with organizing with the youth, forward!
forward.
Leo hii wa Kenya wenzangu, tumejumuika hapa katika community center ya Kayole kusema kwamba sababu hizi 13 ndio maana Rais Ruto lazima aanguke. Viva comrades, viva!
Viva!
Sababu ya kwanza ni mauaji ya kiholela na mauaji ya Wakenya kwa wingi. Tunakubali au tunakataa? Tunakataa uongozi mbaya wa Ruto.
The second demand kwetu kama wananchi wa Kenya ni mzigo mkubwa wa deni. Tunakubali ama tunakataa?
Tunakataa uongozi mbaya wa Ruto. Sababu letu la tatu ni janga la ukosefu wa ajira kwa vijana wazee wa katika nchi hii. Tunakubali, tunakataa?
tunakataa uongo
na tukae na udugu, amani na uhuru, raha tupate na ustawi.
Viva comrades, viva! Viva! Viva to progressive politics, viva!
Viva!
Viva to the...
Down one by one. Now when this noise dies down, hiyo ndo siku yenye itatumada. Comrades Kisumu saizi na lazima to call out not one, we're in solidarity with the people in Kisumu. Viva comrades, viva! Viva! More power to the people of Kisumu, more power. More power to Condoleezza Social Justice Center, more power. More power. More power to Boni Mtetezi, more power. More power. So Boniface Akach mazee amekuwa akihantiwa, hata solidarity mazee wameplant evidence. Unapata kwanza Kisumu, unapata kuna comrade aliplantiwa toy gun na iko na real bullet. Mniambie siku gani toy gun inaweza shoot real bullet? Kuna msichana alitolewa akawekewa robbery with violence. October was supposed to be my comeback month because my birthday is somewhere in there and there's an array of holidays to choose from. I just had a very good feeling about this October. Considering the fact that September had been nothing but trash, I was struggling mentally, I had visited several mental institutions and I was not getting any help, I knew that I was going to figure it out in October. I had made plans and I had made my friends and family aware of the plans I'd made. October was also the month where I lost it, absolutely lost it. And one of the things that happened to me is I got into a bad road accident on a major highway. I keep on asking myself why I didn't die on that day. But the reason why a lot of mental health victims do not survive is because they do not have a community around them. When my friends saw it, what happened is after the crash, I was with a lady and I organized the way she would get home safely. She got to hospital, got checked, and she was all right. Then I started cursing myself. I ended up sending photos of the accident to my status instead of to the lawyer that I was expecting to help come and take me, and that was a whole fiasco. People knew I was in a crash. Some people also figured it out from Twitter, and a neighbor of mine called and asked me, is that your car? I saw on Twitter. I was like, no. And apparently you can't just lead a quiet life in Nairobi. Anyways, instead of my friends taking me to hospital, because the next day, remember this is the same October which I said was supposed to be my come-up month. As a person who's never drunk alcohol, I bought a 6-pack of Tuskers and got into my car, was in the basement and just drank everything, chugged all of them, and started typing suicidal stuff on my Facebook page. My friends would have none of it. They came and took me to a nut house later that evening. Do I like them for that? No, I'm not grateful that they took me there because it was against my will, and also I feel like it was just against protocol. But in hindsight, being taken to a nut house by 15, 20 people means something. And I'm alive because people have refused to give up on me. I'm making this video particularly because I realized a lot of the people who do not make it, a lot of the victims of suicide or who are consumed by mental illnesses, they go because they do not have a community. And part of the reason I got out and I was agitating to get out of the facility I was in, I felt like it catered more to addicts more than it did to mental health patients. We were discharged on the same day with a pal of mine who also was suffering from bipolar, and we said, as a commitment to our community, we will create the community that we want to see. So if you're suffering from a mental illness, please reach out. I refuse to give up on you because your mental condition makes you look like an attention seeker. I refuse to give up on you because your mental condition makes you type random outrageous things on social media. I refuse to give up on you because you do not eat. I refuse to give up on you because you refuse to shower. I refuse to give up on you, period. I refuse to give up on you when the world does not understand you, because people refuse to give up on me at my lowest time. I thought that I would figure it out together. I would have my things together in October. It ended up being one of my worst months, but also ended up being the month where I found God and I found peace, and I learned to glow, and I learned to go placidly amid the noise and the haste, remembering what peace there may be in silence. I remember learning how to recite the Desiderata the days I was locked into my room and I couldn't do anything. I refuse to give up on you. We will build this community slowly and surely, and you do not have to die alone. Feels good to be back. Please, like I said in my previous video, hold on, hang in there for me. I will help you get through this. We have a whole community that we're forming, and nobody wants to see you die. I promise you, there are very many kind people. Always look out for the helpers in the chaos. There always will be helpers. I'm here to help you.
I want just to urge the people of Kenya that if you went to school, if you call yourself a professor, you call yourself a doctor, you call yourself a learned person, an elite, and you don't offer solution to humanity, you are worse than a grave. You should go out there and offer solution. You'll be like the hummingbird. You do what you can and leave the rest to God.
The starting point is understanding who we are, what we are here to do. Because if you don't know what you're here to do in the first place, then how would you even unlock what it is that you carry? So you need to understand who you are, what you carry, and what it was meant to achieve here on earth as God intended when he was creating you.
Mumekaa hapa miezi 9 kutoka sehemu zote za Kenya, kutoka jamii zote za Kenya. Mtafanya kazi vile mumekuwa trained hapa. Mutafanya kazi na polisi, munaungana na jeshi kubwa ya polisi. Karibu sasa tutakuwa na polisi 1110. Wale mumetrain na wao hapa, wale mtafanya kazi na wao Kenya, wao ni ndugu zenu, wao ni madada zenu kuliko hata wale mumezaliwa na wao. Hiyo ndio Kenya tunataka kujenga, yenye haina mipaka ya ukabila na sehemu mtu anatoka ama dini. Na wauliza askari wetu hapa, yule unasimama karibu na yeye, huyo ni ndugu yako. Yule mumefanya training na yeye, huyo ni ndugu yako ama ni dada yako. Huyo ambaye utafanya kazi na yeye, Mungu akiwajalia mpaka mufike miaka 60, huyo ni ndugu yako. Nia yetu, vile Wakenya walituamurisha katika uchaguzi uliopita, ni kwamba tuwachane na mambo ya ukabila katika taifa letu la Kenya. Na mimi nawauliza nyinyi maofisa, muwe mstari wa mbele kuhakikisha ya kwamba Kenya inaungana na sote tunatembea kwa pamoja.